What's up, everyone? I actually got to meet Timothy Zahn a couple years ago at MegaCon, and he was a really cool dude. He was a very nice guy. He signed a few of my books for free. I picked his brain about Grand Admiral Thrawn. He's like probably my favorite character in Star Wars, hands down. The reason I love Thrawn is because he's not your typical villain, and he's a relatable villain. And if you're looking through like the lore from I don't know if you can actually see that on the camera, probably not, but like going all the way back to like a vision of the future and a specter of the past to get my E3 hat. I'll have to do a video on that. And the E3. So all these newer Thrawn books that kind of document his rise to power, because if you're not too familiar with Thrawn, he kind of supposedly goes out in a bang of glory, a blaze of glory, I should say. But yeah, Timothy Zahn's a cool dude. He was a little, I guess he was kind of frustrated because he couldn't fully flesh out Thrawn, I think, the way he wanted to. He was kind of waiting for his ability to fully dive into the character, because I think since the acquisition between Lucasfilm and Disney, they're changing stuff around. But Thrawn was so popular and so well received by fans and the public that Disney actually let him keep Thrawn. Like, everything else is pretty much just purged. Like, what is it called? It's Star Wars Legends, I think. Like, all of these books, which kind of sucks. Like, you sit there and you read all these awesome stories. Like the books back in the day. And if you haven't seen Star Wars, this is a spoiler alert. But one of the books, Han Solo had 2 kids, and I think one of them became a dark Jedi, the other one was a good Jedi, and they got the powers from Leia. So that was pretty cool. And then Chewbacca actually died instead of Han in the movie. Chewbacca died on a planet as a moon crashed down onto the planet. It was going to kill Han Solo's kid, I think. So Chewie sacrificed himself to save them. And I remember reading that and being like, wow, I can't believe Chewbacca's dead. That was more of an impactful moment, me reading that book, like, shit, what was that, 10, 15 years ago? No, it was longer than that, probably 20 years ago now. And that book, it impacted me more than the movie. And Han Solo dies, I was just kind of like, really? This is how this guy dies? Like this great character? And it's just almost like it just totally outran its course for what was excellent. I thought Rogue One was a pretty good Star Wars movie, and I've been enjoying The Mandalorian. I thought that was cool, but outside of that, it's like the books were excellent. They should have just kept them. And the fact that they actually had enough wisdom to keep Thrawn, I think is an awesome sign. And the new books that just came out, I have like all of them except for the most recent one for the Thrawn series. They're really good. It goes into his workings with Darth Vader and how they have to go on missions together. It says rise to power, that inner politics between the different the families. God, what are they called? Oh my God, I'm about to cut this out. I can't remember Thrawn's species. What is it called? The Chith? Can't believe I can't remember Thrawn's race. Is like the Chiss. I think it's the Chiss. He's like my favorite character, and I don't even remember the race of the guy. It's because I don't look at race. I just look at the individual. But yeah, he was a cool dude. I was kind of surprised because like, in a lot of his pictures he looks kind of like a hard ass, but yeah, you couldn't ask for a more down to earth, cool guy just giving you his opinions about Star Wars. And it's kind of funny, he had a Grand Admiral Zahn little magnet you could buy. I should have bought one, but part of me wonders if Grand Admiral Thrawn is like Timothy Zahn in his world. Like, if Timothy Zahn was in Star Wars, I wonder if he writes himself as Zahn, as Thrawn. And one reason I say that's because the whole Grand Admiral Zahn. And I was like, that's kind of interesting. But then the whole book series is just phenomenal. If you like Star Wars and you want more like old school with just cool stories, you know, it's not a bunch of non-essential gobbledygook garbage that has nothing to do with Star Wars. Check out the Thrawn series. They're awesome. They're fast-paced. Like, you can read through these books in no time. They're that good. And that's probably the major downside to them is, you know, they're pretty expensive, and then you read them before you know, a few hours go by. Well, a little longer than a few hours. But yeah, check out the Star Wars books by Timothy Zahn. And he has his own series as well, but I never got into it. I have one of the books that I found, but never got fully into it. Yeah, so Timothy Zahn, cool guy.